In the early hours of November 19th, 2017, a luxury apartment in Abuja, Nigeria, became the scene of a brutal crime that would shock the nation. A successful young man lay dying from multiple stab wounds inflicted by the one person who had vowed to love him forever. The son of a former Democratic Party chairman seemed to have it all. At just 30 years old, he was building a promising future. In 2015, he got married to the daughter of a prominent politician. The couple appeared to be the perfect match, two people from influential families starting their life together. But behind closed doors, their marriage was far from perfect. Friends and family would later reveal a relationship marked by intense jealousy, constant arguments, and growing violence. His wife's possessiveness over her husband had become increasingly volatile. What started as accusations of infidelity escalated into physical confrontations that no one could have predicted would end in tragedy. On the night of November 18th, 2017, another argument erupted in their Abuja home. The wife had been scrolling through his phone when she discovered text messages that fueled her suspicions of an affair. The confrontation that followed would prove fatal. According to witness testimony and evidence presented in court, she attacked her husband in a fit of rage. She stabbed him multiple times with a kitchen knife, with wounds found on his back, chest, and other parts of his body. But the violence didn't stop there. In a horrifying escalation, she allegedly used broken bottles as weapons, inflicting even more injuries on her defenseless husband. The victim's mother, who was staying with the couple at the time, was awakened by the commotion. She rushed to find her son covered in blood, struggling for his life. Despite desperate attempts to get him medical help, he died from his injuries. He left behind not only his devastated family, but also a young daughter who would grow up without her father. The initial investigation revealed the shocking extent of the violence. He had sustained multiple stab wounds, with evidence suggesting a prolonged and vicious attack. She was arrested and charged with culpable homicide, a charge that could carry the death penalty under Nigerian law. The trial became one of the most closely watched legal proceedings in Nigeria. It dragged on for nearly 3 years, with multiple delays and adjournments. Throughout the process, she maintained different versions of events. At various points, she claimed self-defense, suggested her husband had attempted suicide, and even blamed her daughter's nanny for the killing. But the evidence told a different story. Forensic reports, eyewitness testimony from his mother, and blood spatter analysis all pointed to Mariam as the perpetrator. The prosecution painted a picture of a woman consumed by jealousy, whose inability to control her rage had led to murder. On January 27, 2020, the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory delivered his verdict. She was found guilty of culpable homicide and sentenced to death by hanging. The judge stated that the prosecution had proven beyond reasonable doubt that she had killed her husband in a premeditated act of violence.